Yes. 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 There was no test in episode 4 of Raven's Home. Yes. And you know what? That gives you an extra point. So I don't even have to post the picture this week. I know. I was going to do it anyway, but I thought, no, that's not going to happen. But, so, Raven's Home, episode 4 is titled. And this episode, I would like to say, is that episode 4 should have been episode 3, and episode 3 should have been episode 4. Because Devon is leaving indefinitely. I thought he left already, but apparently not. So that's why episode 4 should have been episode 3. And then the taxes thing, because at the end of the episode, Chelsea finds out about Chelsea says that they split the rent. And then I would have thought this could be a setup into episode 3 if 4 was 3. You know? But I also kind of see, I'm kind of fine with 4 being 4. But at the beginning of the episode, everybody, actually pretty much throughout this episode, everybody was acting like Batman. Everybody was just sneaking up on everybody. It's like Chelsea did it. Chelsea, she was actually my second favorite character this episode. In this episode, it would be Levi, Chelsea, then Raven. But yeah, at the beginning of the episode, they was having a surprise party for Devon. And yet, he snuck up on them because he's good at surprise. Like, you can't surprise me. Nope. And apparently, he broke into Raven's house. I don't care if you're my ex. I said, call the police or something. But you lucky you two are friends, Raven and Devon. And he surprised them. So, and then for the past 4 episodes, I've been muting the Raven's Home theme song. I don't like the theme song, and it's not caught on yet. So every time it comes on, mute that son of a. And then, the only part of the theme song I like is when Raven says, "Yep, that's us." That's the only time. It says, "Yep, that's us." Do do do. That's the only part of the theme song I like. So after the intro, you see Raven, talking about she has a vision that the kids are sad that the dad left. Of course they're gonna be sad. But throughout the episode, Raven decides, no, I'm trying to make them be happy. Not forget that their father's left, but at least not cry that he's gone. So yeah, there was 2 stories in this episode. Raven trying to make the children happy, and Chelsea and Levi. And Chelsea and Levi was Booker and Nia like this teddy bear as kids, and so Chelsea ended up throwing the teddy bear away in the garbage. So they end up going to the garbage, which makes no sense because the scene before looked like it took place the day after the surprise party. See, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, she goes into the dumpster and she ends up, tearing the bear's head off. So Chelsea, feels ashamed, so she tried to freeze it. She tried to tapes it up, tapes the head back on with tape, but that ends up not happening. So Levi says, "We'll go to the circus," because the reason they go to the circus is that Raven says, "Come on, kids, let's go to the circus." But before that, she's been doing these daily activities that the kids in Devon used to do, every weekend. Make some chili. And we got a first reference to somebody classic in the old show, The Boys in Motion. We're the boys in motion. I forgot the rest of the song. Oh, I remember that episode specifically. I think there was in more than one episode, but the one I remember the most is when they go live with Raven, because she snuck the boys in motion out of that restaurant they was work at, and the mom, Raven's mom, didn't like them living there after some time. You know, I remember that one of the boys didn't like their food touching, or it was all of them. They didn't like their food touching. It's like, he said, take the food back. I don't like the eggs. The eggs are touching the gravy. No, get the food out of here. So yeah. And what's yeah, they was cooking some chili, and the chili was so hot that Raven's makeup, or she's like, her tears started coming out like it was onions around her. She said, my eyes are burning. And then she drank some hot sauce. She drank some hot sauce, and she was in there like all day till nighttime. She was taking the number 2, number 1s, number 3s. It's like, You know, she was probably in that bathroom for over 6 hours. I've never been in the bathroom that long. I mean, I've been in the bathroom for at least an hour, and not counting the shower. I mean, like on the toilet for a full hour before, but not 6 hours. So once she gets out, you know, she's still drinking her milk. Got milk. She ends up watching a scary movie, Elf 3. I don't know if that's a real movie or that's just a made up movie for the show. But Raven ends up getting scared from it, and you know, when the movie's over, the kids put Raven to bed and tell her not to be scared. You know, it's just a scary movie. Raven says, she tells the kids, just leave the crack open, you know. And she said, the kids say, well, Raven actually says, leave the door open for Chelsea, because Chelsea, you know, is still in the dumpster looking for the teddy bear during that time. So I guess that's where the teddy bear takes place. The teddy bear scene at the dumpster, not the day after. So Levi, and that's because when Levi tells Chelsea about the tape, right? She goes to Raven's room, and says, but he ends up looking for some tape, and you know, Raven ends up beating him. Now, I would have preferred if they didn't show, like, they showed them, you know, taping the bear, and then you just go to the Raven. So when you see somebody sneaking up in the room, then you could probably guess, oh, that's Levi. But I wouldn't like show that's Levi coming into the room. I would have not showed that. So after when Raven beats him, you know, Levi's looking through a drawer for tape. Raven beats his, knocks him in the head with a pillow. Yeah, it's just bah. And then all of a sudden, everybody's in the room. It's like, is everybody Batman? Well, Batwoman. You know, Chelsea and Nia are Batwoman. Well, Chelsea's Batwoman and Nia's Batgirl. But anyway, you know, the kids are kind of getting disappointed that, you know, everything's not working out. And then that's when they go to the circus. And then that's when Levi says, this is where we could get a chance to get a teddy bear, you know, without the kids knowing, because they really love that teddy bear. So, you know, the next day, now I was actually wondering, was Tess going to show up? Yeah, I was actually thinking that. I said, I hope she doesn't appear. Now, I thought this would have been somehow funny. I mean, this would have actually been a nice time for Tess to show up. You know, she's at the circus, or not the circus, the carnival. She's at the carnival with her mom. You know, somehow it's like, oh, my mom's on the that big spinning thing. You know, and then you say, Tess says, no, Nia says, how did you get down? He said, oh, I let her go on by herself. It's like, oh. What was I about to say? Oh yeah, the kids and Raven end up getting on this thing. I remember this ride. You know, you go real high, and then you fall down. I remember that. I've always, it'd be, depending on how height the ride is, I'll get scared. You know, depending on how high it is. But, you know, they end up having this heart-to-heart moment, which was decent, you know. That's a Raven, Full House. A lot of TV shows like to have those heart moments. You know, I thought it worked in this episode. Some of them. So, when they have the heart-to-heart moment, Nia pulls the thing so they could go down. I mean, that's not how it works, though. You don't pull it for yourself. The people at the bottom who control the ride ends up doing it. So, I guess that's different from other rides. So Raven ends up getting scared. Raven gets scared on the way down. And let me just say, the way up and when they went down, I don't know if that was the fakest CGI or the fakest green screen ever. Like, that was so bad. But anyway, also happening at the Carnival, Chelsea and Levi is trying to win another teddy bear, and Chelsea's shooting this basketball. You know, you got to pay $1 to shoot a basket, and she kept missing and missing. But the reason she kept missing is because the black guy. It's like, why would the black guy do that? It's like, now if the black guy would have flirted with Chelsea, now that would have been the typical black guy. And he hated his job, and I can see why. You know, I can see. I know people. I know some people who hate their jobs, but stay there because of the paycheck. You know. So, yeah, he was rigging the basketball. He kept moving the basketball hoop and everything, and so when Levi says, and they was calling the ball the Rock, and you know when I heard that, I was thinking of the People's Champ, the Rock, and the guy was actually, will you please stop calling the ball the Rock? So anyway, when Levi gets the ball, and after he tells Chelsea that he's rigging it, he throws the ball at him, and they end up snatching the teddy bear, and they end up running him, and the black guy was just like Forrest Gump. He was chasing after them, like he was on their tail. I mean, all he had to do was just jump on them. But nah, he I guess he didn't do it because there was a kid. But it's like, I don't care. You stole property. You didn't win. So, and this is like, because as Chelsea and Levi are running, you know, Raven gets down from the thing when they come down. The guy's trying to unhook him, but Raven's so scared, like, don't touch me. But she's also saying, like, help me. And like, so as the guy is like trying to unhook Raven, that's when you see Chelsea and Levi running. So yeah. And then at the end of the episode, they end up what's it called? Contacting Devon, telling him all their good moments. And then the episode ends. Oh, another thing. I don't know, this is supposed to be a recurring joke, but Booker has been getting his head stuck in everything. You know? He got his head stuck up a he ended up getting his head stuck in a cotton candy machine, a dinosaur prop. What else? A toilet. Like, how do you get your head stuck in a toilet? It's like, were you trying to see? Look at my poop. It's just so wonderful. I gotta take a closer look. I don't know. That's just like, who gets their head stuck in the toilet? The only way you get your head stuck in the toilet is if somebody forces your head in there. And then at the end of the episode, like I said, well, no. Nia and Booker fight over the new teddy bear, and they end up ripping the head, and somehow Booker gets his head stuck in the head. I said, what? Are you kidding me? This is some BS. So I said, what? Is this going to be the recurring joke where he gets his head stuck up everything? What's next? He's going to get his head stuck up somebody's ass?
Language.
Sorry, Captain. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, I don't know. And so the episode was good. Now, since Tess wasn't in it, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Now, if Tess was in the episode, I would have probably given it a 5.5. But no, 6.5. You know, you downgraded just 5 points. So, good job. Oh, I hope when the disappearing thing, you know, people just showing up out of nowhere, I thought that was going to be Levi's thing. You know, since Raven in the first episode said, "Oh, son of a Chelsea!" But no. I guess that's just going to be for this episode where everybody's just being Batman and Batwoman. Or pretty much being the Bat family appearing out of nowhere. But, yeah. So, I'm out of here. Bye.